I believe this movie is the most important Marvel movie since, like,
I say since Endgame.
definitely since Endgame. Definitely since Endgame. I was gonna say like since Age of Ultron.
Oh, so half the existence being wiped out. Not important. You can skip them.
Yeah, but
Them two ain't important. This one, however,
the biggest since Endgame, no doubt about it. I mean, the the amount of setup, obviously, we're not gonna, what they could do through this movie. This could be like, you know, Spider-Man: No Way Home, as you said, it's a foot through the door. This movie is opening that door, and we want to leap through it and take us to the lovable lands of 2023 and onwards over the potential great movies that we could get. However, that's for next week, not for today. So, take it away, Owen.
Alright, so I think maybe start off with a few prerequisites for Doctor Strange 2. So I'd say definitely watch Doctor Strange number 1.
Well, yeah,
that's the first.
You have to have Doctor Strange number 1 watch. Kind of. Well, actually, do you?
No. You see. That's why I said it first, because it's not a necessary.
Yeah.
It's not a necessary one. You might not know who a few characters are, but I'm sure they've been in other movies as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like you would have heard of them. Mm-hmm. Like I said, this is spoilers. Likes of Wong, likes of Christine. Mm-hmm. They have been in other stuff. They've been in What If, Shang-Chi, Endgame, Infinity War.
Another movie. I don't think it's mandatory to have WandaVision watched, but I feel like you should definitely...
No, that was going to be my next one.
I was going to say,
definitely.
You have to at least have a summary read or something. Because...
I feel like WandaVision is a necessary... Because we're not going to get into it, of course, but the ending of WandaVision, very significant.
It basically is maybe the first 2 episodes you don't have to watch if you're really kind of annoyed. I'd recommend them, but if you're really angsty, if you're really anxious and you really want
if you're really pressure for something, let's just say you're going to go see this movie
tomorrow,
next Tuesday. You don't need to watch Doctor Strange number 1. No. You don't necessarily need to watch WandaVision. It would be good to have a watch.
Definitely a summary or some sort of explained video, because the artifacts, the relationships, the character development, everything that occurs in WandaVision that they showcase, it's not only directly tied, but it plays off each other in such a crucial factor that I feel like if you haven't seen it, you would just not get this movie. Yeah, I'm going to watch this movie again with other people.
No, complete the case actually. Mm-hmm. I feel like WandaVision, out of the list I'm going to give, is the
most important.
If you don't have any clue what it's about,
you
need to watch it,
because
it's just the one.
You just won't get why Wanda is so distraught, obviously, after the events of Endgame, Infinity War, and WandaVision. How broken of a human she is,
So there's that. I definitely say, look, you don't need to have them watched. But they are kind of the necessary movies at this stage. It'd be Infinity War and Endgame, just for character relationships.
Well, yeah. At this point, I don't know anyone who's hopping into the first MCU movie being Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness.
That is true.
Apparently, some of Break Time World Cup's friends are saying WandaVision isn't good, which, I don't know what friends you have, but personally, we'll get onto this later once discussing the ending of Moon Knight.
Yeah, I have my opinions on WandaVision. I do think the first 3 eps are mid.
The first 3 episodes are very, very slow, and one could argue they're necessary. Well, they're not necessary. They're not necessary. They're not necessary. I really enjoy them as episodes, but I can see why someone would get angry at the first 3 episodes. However, it's easily the best or the second best, including Moon Knight. It's either the best or the second best over the Marvel shows, no doubt about it. Nothing comes close.
It's tough. We're gonna get into Moon Knight later, but it's tough. Tough saying that.
Yeah. Better than Winter Soldier.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I'd say better than Loki, but like it can easily be as good. Better than Hawkeye. We'll get on to Moon Knight later. Better than most, like better than Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Defenders. Better than, and then like, I'd say better than Daredevil. I wouldn't say it's better than Jessica Jones, but we don't need to get into that. So
don't need to get into Jessica Jones.
We'll just start off. I'm just quickly going to say, we love this movie, and I don't want to just be sitting here for half an hour saying how much we love this movie. So firstly, I think we'll just start off with any complaints we have from the start.
Complaints?
Or just some like, oh, I didn't think this was good. Maybe this should have been better.
No, we're getting in spoiler territory. No, that's spoilery.
No, it isn't. Look, here we go. Firstly, the end credit scenes, the two end credit scenes. Not gonna say what happened. The first one was okay. The second one was terrible, god awful. I'm just gonna say that. That is a complaint from me with Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotten to the point where you have to watch post-credit scenes. We'll talk about Moon Knight as well in that, but you have to watch post-credit scenes. It's like expected of you. And Doctor Strange 1, the first one was solid. It wasn't great. The second one was horrible. It was just like a gag credit scene, if you know what I mean. Just a jokey one. That doesn't contribute. And I hate to say it, but you don't need to stick around for the second one. You do not need to stick around for the second credit scene.
No, it was probably just the weakest.
I didn't find this. I liked it, but I could see if people think this movie had some goofiness to it, which I like. I liked it. But I can see why some people would be off-put in such a serious, almost like scary horror aspect of a movie at times, to be like interplayed with such.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was never super goofy, but there were some goofy moments, some goofy jokes. There was one moment where two characters were, let's just say, they were using music in a very goofy way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I thought that scene was quite goofy. Actually.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't ridiculously goofy, but it was Spider-Man 3 levels of goofy without the cringe, if you know what I mean.
See, some side of me, now this is going to get controversial now. Some side of me thought that scene, it was very creative. It was a very creative
the music scene was fantastic. Creative wise.
Like, I never would have thought of it being used that way.
Yeah.
I thought that was very creative, but at the same time, it just didn't come off right.
I can get your point.
It didn't come off right while watching it at first. Like, you need to like look at it from an outside perspective, because you're watching, like, I'm not going to say too much. Let's just say you're watching a big battle pursuit. Yeah. You're expecting these grand spells, and then you have like a music scene.
see, that's what I feel like. So, I think this plays perfectly into my next point. This movie is a non-stop ride. And I'm gonna say it from the start. I came into this movie thinking, it's a Doctor Strange movie. You open up, it's gonna be, build up, or his hands hurt. He's gonna look at his watch. He's gonna be sad. The movie is non-stop action, character development, drama. Something is always happening, and that's why I think the music works, because all these scenes of action, all this high stress, intense combat, I think it's nice to have a bit of brevity, because there is no like cool down scene. There is no chill scene in this movie, like at all. There's no, we're laughing, having a good time. It's sitting in a cafe, There is for like a minute or two.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's it. It's straight away action.
If even.
So I'd say get ready for that. Don't watch this movie if you're tired, if you're lethargic. Don't watch this movie if you feel like you need to take a piss. Like it's very
you definitely go before. You definitely go before.
You cannot. I can't think of a single scene you can miss.
I wouldn't even think of a scene where you could step out.
And there are so many scenes where that if you miss, oh my god, I feel so sorry for you. Like I would be.
Yeah, because this movie is very good at recalling. It's very good at recalling scenes.
I
Like, I was surprised by the level they go to.
Yeah.
And really, like, it is a spectacle.
It actually is. Like, this, like, we talked about CGI in the Morbius episode, how good Morbius CGI is. I think we said in Moon Knight how good the Moon Knight CGI is.
Oh,
In Doctor Strange,
this is a whole nother
it's
level.
another level because I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, this is good CGI. I'm just thinking there, looking at it, and I'm just amazed. Like, I'm not thinking, oh, this effect is nice, oh, that looks cool. I'm just watching it, completely invested, completely sucked in. Anything that happens, to me, it's normal. You know, oh, yeah, that happens. You know, oh, Doctor Strange using this magic, oh, yeah, perfectly reasonable. It's Doctor Strange. I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, well, his, I don't know, the whip looks very sharp. His, like, spells look on point. Because they are spells. They look, like, perfect. I can't think of a word other than
they
perfect.
quite literally look perfect. It looks a lot cleaner. If you watch the original Doctor Strange, the spells, everything looks a lot cleaner in this movie.
Yep.
Like, it looks more refined, which just complements it really well.
I mean,
And I have to say, the color scheme, they use colors.
Oh, so well.
They use colors so well in the movie. Like, traveling to different universes, doing all that. You know, that's not really a spoiler.
No, that's the. Actually, we should probably talk about just briefly what the movie's about. That's no spoilers, but like, it's Doctor Strange and American Chavez going on an adventure and trying to not die from someone who is hunting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's.
I think that's the best way to put it. You know,
and
they're being hunted across the multiverse,
and
and they're trying their best to resolve the issue.
And while they're being hunted, they hop through, and they meet different, you know, well, in the multiverse they meet what you'd expect them to meet in the multiverse, and
you know, limitless possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Limitless.
Yeah, it'd be pretty shame if it was limited possibilities in the multiverse.
Limited possibilities. This is what you got to work with.
Gentlemen. It's just, I don't know, Korg.
It's just Korg.
That would be cool. Korg show.
That'd be cool. Get that Korg Multiverse of Madness.
Sorry to spoil it. Korg does not show up in Doctor Strange 2. I know. I'm sorry. It's true.
If he did, now that'd be beast.
What if Korg showed as Taika Waititi? And it's like Korg, but not as a rock.
That should be hilarious.
That would be so
good.
good.
Be brilliant.
And he's like, oh hey, you know, I'm not a rock guy. I'm just a normal guy.
You probably know me from being a rock guy.
Yeah, he's like
a fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, he's like
Waititi as Korg.
He's like omnipresent. He knows that he should have been a rock guy, but isn't he? Oh.
No one 616. I'm a rock guy. Actually, human.
So what else? It's not a long movie. I think that's. I mean,
it feels very. What you call it? It feels very fluid. Like there's no like in the Batman movie, there was times where you're tired, or your eyes are hurting, or you're like, oh, this movie's a bit of a drag.
Yeah. Especially recent movies have felt long. Like obviously Endgame was long, Spider-Man was long, Batman and Dune were both long. And this movie, I think it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. I checked, which is.
That's quite short. That's quite short for a modern Marvel movie.
You would not think this movie's too like. It's
no, you're literally wrapping the movie up, and you're like that felt like an hour.
Yeah. Apparently it used to be 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it got cut down. So I genuinely wonder what they cut.
Oh, I wonder what the extended editions are.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Yeah.
I'd love to see what extra scenes they could have put in there.
But what else? Anything else we got to say about Doctor Strange?
I have to say, color-wise, perfect. Yeah. Acting was really good.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Acting's always really good. But there's going to be a few surprise characters who, it's just brilliant.
Yeah. What else?
Some scenes may come off a bit goofy.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you look past some goofy scenes,
you'd enjoy it. You really enjoy it. Now, where would we say this places in the Marvel ranking tier list of movies?
That's really tough. That's really tough. I want to see what it's like watching it at home.
No, no, no. We're doing this with it. Not at home because, like, we haven't seen No Way Home at home. We haven't seen
I have.
at home.
Just putting that out there. I got it on DVD.
Oh, on DVD.
Yeah, on DVD.
Like, is it on DVD?
Yeah, it's out. You can get it in a golden disc.
It's on Disney Plus.
Not on Disney Plus yet.
Why is it not on Disney Plus, but it's on DVD?
Because they're trying to make more money.
I guess. Oh well, it is on. You can buy it in golden discs. So that's 4K Ultra HD No Way Home. Not that good of a movie.
Nah, but no, not 4K, not 4K worthy.
So,
I got it for 10.
So, if we say Endgame, Infinity War, S plus tier,
I would agree with that.
Where would we put Doc Strange 2?
High S.
I'd
Like
say
3/4 S plus. Like 3/4 S, I should say.
Yeah.
3/4 S.
Honestly,
like it's near perfect. It's a near perfect Marvel movie.
Like, is it better than Spider-Man? It's better than the first 3 Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Better than better than the 3 Captain America movies.
Yeah.
Better than the 3 Thor movies.
Oh yeah.
Better than Black Widow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. We don't talk about that one.
Better than Black Panther. I mean, I'd say yes.
Oh yeah. I really like the Black Panther movie, but Doctor Strange 2 just takes the cake.
So would you say it's better than No Way Home? Because I'd say
yeah, I would. I would, yeah. I genuinely would.
Honestly, is it the 3rd best MCU movie?
I would. This gonna spark a lot of waves here. This gonna spark a lot of waves.
People are not gonna be happy.
Joint second.
I'm sorry. Second.
Joint second. I actually think it's S plus.
Is it so? Who is the joint second with Endgame?
Joint second with Endgame.
No, it's not as good as Endgame.
Joined second with Endgame. Joined second. Might even etch a little bit further than Endgame.
No.
Yep. Genuinely think so. Because with Endgame, we all knew the issue was going to be resolved. We didn't know how it was going to be resolved. We all knew the issue was going to be resolved.
Endgame
In this movie, you genuinely did not know.
This is actual
did not know.
Madness. I'd say it's 2. I can't say it's better than Endgame. To me, Infinity War.
I have to say it's on par. For me, it was on par. Like this movie, I'm not over exaggerating here. This movie is good. This is a good movie.
It's okay. It's possible.
Possible. Possible.
Honestly,
this guy over here.
So,
we were literally glued to our seats for
obviously,
2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't even think I blinked.
No, I mean, I had to put down my popcorn. It was so good. I put my popcorn to the side because eating popcorn was too distracting. So I didn't get to finish my large popcorn. No, that is a mistake I constantly make, which is not finishing my popcorn.
But in most Marvel movies, it's always, good guy prevails. They bring in characters. They're gonna be overpowered.
Yeah.
There's no stopping these new characters. This movie does not shy away from, let's just say, thinning out the herd.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's I perfectly brought into the final note. This movie is surprisingly brutal. It's 12A, but like you wouldn't like if you showed this to someone, I'd say it's 15A. It does not seem like a 12A movie. Not only from when fighting monsters and the death of a monster is pretty brutal. Death of some characters are brutal, and there's a very strong aura of tension and horror elements in some parts of the movie where you're like, oh my God.
There is very much a horror element, and it is extremely entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's on par with Endgame for one of my favorite MCU movies, because it's not afraid to shy away from that horror aspect.
Sam Raimi, who is a horror, Spider-Man and horror filmmaker, director, producer. I mean, Is this Sam Raimi's best movie?
That's a tough one to say.
Is it better than Spider-Man 1 and 2?
You see, Spider-Man. No, you can't really judge it like that because Spider-Man 1 and 2 were classics for their time.
Yeah, but it's a movie.
They were classics for their time, so it's kind of hard to say are they better than that.
Is it better than Hercules and Xena, the animated movie? What about?
It'd be like judging.
Dead?
It'd be like judging Back to the Future.
Oh, I just got a cameo that appears. I'm not gonna say what the cameo is, but there's a cameo in the movie that I never got, and Sam Raimi, he is the director of of the franchise Evil Dead. You know, where Ash Williams and the Chainsaw Guy. Yeah, cameo. Just think about that. I'm not gonna say more. Just think about that. If you want, like, I'll hit you with the disc.
Yeah, please do.
Alright. So, when you read that, in conclusion, phenomenal movie. Highly recommend it.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I knew I recognized that. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. That's actually really good.
This movie has some great cameos.
Yes, that's a Sam Raimi.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Right
it
there.
Makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't realize why they brought him in. I thought it was like an in joke. Like Sam Raimi movies.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
So
that's really good.
So for the first half of this podcast, we will continue this next week on the spoiler episode of Doctor Strange. So make sure to tune into that if you've seen the movie or if you just don't care about spoilers. Highly recommend it. Go see it with your friends, your family. Tell them he told you to see it. And yeah, it's truly a treat, a cinematic experience, and I do think I'm going to see it again in the cinemas.
I think so too. I think it has to be watched.